Yo, what's up everybody, it's me, Down Weeb, and it's currently raining and thunderstorming outside my house right now, so if that's in the background, you get to hear a lot of thunder and rain on my windows. Anyway, let's get into the video. Make sure to hit the like button, comment down below you thought this part 3 for what if Naruto was the one or had sunshine, and also subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for more videos from me, and let's just get right into the recap. As Naruto and his Team 7 had completely decimated Kakashi and actually won the bell test, Kakashi was impressed with him. He told the third Hokage that this kid was amazingly strong. So strong, in fact, that it just didn't seem possible. Naruto is then taken on the D-rank missions throughout the month as we get back into the story. We see Naruto flying on a large, cruel sun as he uses his chakra to manipulate it so he can fly over the forest. As Naruto uses his sunlight, he flies down into the forest, not too close so the trees don't burn, and he sees the dark shape moving through it. Naruto jumps off as he deactivates the cruel sun, and with his body at full strength, he completely tackles this small black cat, who is now knocked out as Naruto holds it in his arm, petting it slowly. At that point, the cat, who is thinking in its mind, decides that it's going to try and escape again. As Naruto looks down with his judgmental eyes, he then says, "Who decided that?" as he grabs the cat by the scruff and hauls it back to Kakashi and the rest of the team, telling them it was a success as he holds a thumbs up. Kakashi gives him another thumbs up in turn as they all begin to head towards the third Hokage's office. As they're walking towards the office, Sakura and Sasuke too are noticing that everyone in the village who they're walking by is giving Naruto the evil eye, looking at him and taking their children and rushing indoors quickly. As Naruto continues to walk ahead as if nothing is happening, Sakura feels bad for making fun of him all those times before, as she thinks about how Naruto must have felt. She only does that for a second though. She then goes back to thinking about Sasuke. As Sasuke is then walking alongside Naruto, thinking about how this was exactly how he had been treated when the Uchiha had first died, Sasuke sighs as he then walks up closer to Naruto and Kakashi, Sakura rushing up to catch up with the team. As they head over to the third Hokage's office and climb up the stairs, Naruto, who is, as we know in this time, is extremely prideful, is finally fed up and he can only take so much. He then walks over to the third Hokage and looks down at him, his eyes with flames filling them, and he says that he needs a more difficult mission to test his strength and test his limits. The third Hokage, looking at this literal man of meat and musculature, is standing above him, agrees, and then decides that he'll give him one grade higher mission, as he brings Tazuna into the room for the mission to defend the bridge builder. Naruto is very pleased with this mission as he sees this man walk in. Immediately, the scent of liquor hits the room as it wafts into Naruto's nose. Naruto walks back to Kakashi and Sasuke as he stands there. As Tazuna opens his eyes, he hiccups and then says that these two brats and these two adults are going to be guarding him. He then looks at the two kids, Sasuke and Sakura, annoyingly, and looks up to see Naruto and Kakashi there standing there. He tells Naruto to put his shirt on as Naruto's abs are exposed. Naruto looks at him and then looks back to third Hokage Hiruzen and asks if he's serious. Hiruzen nods and Naruto sighs as he puts his hands across his chest and nods, telling him that they should leave immediately. Kakashi grabs him by the back of the collar as he goes on his tippy toes to reach, and then pulls Naruto back slowly as he tells him that they're leaving tomorrow. Naruto huffs a bit as he then leaves the office, heading back to his house to relax. As Naruto goes back into his house and closes the door, he lays on his bed with his legs hanging off the end. Kakashi, Sakura, as well as Sasuke go back to their respective places. Tazuna is now waiting for the next day. As immediately at the crack of dawn, as soon as the sun rises, Naruto gets up as his body is at its most normal human-like form. Naruto gets out of bed and puts on his oversized clothes as he walks out into the morning light. At this point, Naruto feels his body grow slightly as he walks along, making it to the front gate where Tazuna sees him and Kakashi and asks if he was a bit taller yesterday. Naruto laughs it off and tells him that he must have been seeing things. After all, he had been drinking. Naruto laughs as they then leave out of the Leaf Village. As Naruto walks out the gates, he turns back and sees the village as the doors close behind him, and thinks that this will be his first journey. Immediately, about 30 minutes later, I would say, after they departed from Konoha, Naruto is walking along when suddenly a kunai is piercing out of his left abdomen. Naruto looks down to see one of the Chunin staring at him, as Naruto then quickly flexes as all of the muscles push the kunai out with almost no damage at all. Naruto quickly moves his hand forward as he takes a heat wave and bursts it out of his hand, causing a large heat wave to instantly knock out the two Chunin. Kakashi's impressed and Sasuke is as well, as Naruto's healing factor is incredible. Naruto felt nothing from that, and the kunai had basically gone directly into his gut. Naruto opened up as he turned upward to Kakashi and asked if there was any wounds, and Kakashi said there was nothing. Naruto continues walking on as they leave the Chunin behind. After a while, Kakashi begins to think that Tausen might be hiding something for having such high-level ninja be coming after him. Tausen tells him he should just do his job and protect him. Suddenly, a sword comes flying overhead, chopping itself into the tree that Naruto was just about to walk past. As the sword comes flying overhead, everyone in the party ducks except Naruto. As Naruto turns, he sees the sword about to fly at him, and as it does so, his eyes fill with flames as the sword melts directly in half to move out of his path, as the chopped bits go flying into the tree, causing chunks to appear with a gap in the middle. At this point, Zabuza's kind of pissed as he appears on the other half of the sword, saying that guy should be dead. And immediately Naruto looks up with his hands crossed and looks at Zabuza. He then says, "Who decided that?" As Naruto gets a little bit more serious, telling that this guy's pretty strong. What seemed to be instantly, Zabuza appears with his sword as the executioner's blade, rubbing some of his own blood on it, begins to mend itself as it heals back to its original form. Naruto's eyes widen as he sees that this blade is much more interesting than he had thought. As Naruto continues to walk forward towards Zabuza, he then tells Zabuza that he'll take him on. As Kakashi, who is still holding back, tells Naruto to get down, and that's the demon Zabuza from the Mist Village. Naruto turns back to Kakashi with the sight of pity on his face. He says that those who claim to be strong must confront me in order to prove it. Immediately, Zabuza tells him that he's a cocky bastard as he tries to stab the executioner's blade directly into Naruto. Naruto holds his hand up and catches the blade, holding it beneath him as Zabuza struggles to move it. As Naruto sees the sun slowly rising into the day, he then tells Zabuza if he continues to fight him, then he really has a treat in mind. As he then grabs Zabuza and throws him across the lake, as his body goes splashing like a rock across it. Kakashi is amazed at this as Naruto goes into the battle, flying on his own cruel sun. Naruto then pushes his fist back as he charges sunlight energy into it. He then punches Zabuza, who goes flying deep into the bottom of the lake. Zabuza quickly forms water clones to go and attack the others, and Kakashi deals with them rather quickly as he watches this battle. You hear Kakashi's inner thoughts as he says, "I knew this kid was strong, but I didn't know he was Jonin level already. Impressive." Immediately, Naruto is blocking, dodging, kicking, as well as melting most of the attacks that Zabuza is throwing at him. Suddenly, Zabuza, who's getting really ticked off at this point, says he'll use his ultimate technique. He then tries to capture Naruto in a water prison. As he uses the water prison jutsu on Naruto, Naruto laughs, the biggest laugh that any of them had ever heard, its boisterous voice moving throughout the entire forest. As Naruto inside of the water bubble says that he thinks that there's something like water, which can boil, can contain him. Naruto immediately begins to take all of the sunshine energy in his back as he charges it through his entire body, as well as absorbing it from the sun above. Naruto quickly uses his sunlight energy and overpowers the water prison jutsu, causing the bubble to actually burst from the heat pressure, as Naruto makes the water boiling hot to the point where if Zabuza had kept his hand in the water prison, then he would have lost it and it probably would have been melted. Naruto stands out of the hot water as if though nothing had touched him, as he wipes his shoulder off with his clothes still smoldering. He looks to Zabuza, who asks who the hell he is, as Naruto then tells him that his name is Naruto Uzumaki, and he then suddenly appears next to Zabuza and clotheslines him. Zabuza goes back gagging as he quickly tries to activate the water dragon jutsu, shooting it directly towards Naruto. Naruto holds his hand out and says, "Cruel sun," as the cruel sun goes shooting out of his right hand, blasting into the water dragon and vaporizing it. At that point, the cruel sun hits Zabuza as he goes flying backwards with a hole in the front of him. Haku quickly throws Senbei onto Zabuza's neck as he takes him out, and Naruto stops. Haku quickly takes the mist ninja and disappears as Kakashi realizes that this guy was an Anbu member of the Mist Village. As Naruto walks back to shore calmly, he then sits down as if nothing had happened. Sasuke is in awe at this, and also kind of annoyed that Naruto had actually taken out another enemy again. It was starting to get on his nerves. Sakura was just scared and was cowering behind Tazuna as looking at Naruto like a monster, which made Naruto actually feel a twinge of sadness deep inside. Naruto looks at Kakashi and then asks if there's anything they can do, as Kakashi, that now that they've taken out the biggest threat, Kakashi says that they'll begin training their chakra control for the next few days, and then after that they'll head over to the bridge in case anything else happens. As Naruto and the group begin to train, Naruto uses his sunlight energy and his chakra in order to attach himself to the tree as he walks up it. He actually has a very hard time doing this, as his sunlight energy, which is very overpowering, combined with the chakra of Kurama distracting him and ripping his chakra control to lower degrees, causing him to get frustrated, as his usual immense overwhelming power can't conquer this. Sasuke and Sakura get it before him, and Sasuke laughs at Naruto, telling him that there is something he can beat him at then. Naruto looks annoyed as he then continues to work harder. Eventually, Naruto passes out as nightfall comes, and Naruto is back into his normal body. As Naruto sits up, he looks around at him, and then he remembers what Sakura said and what her eyes said to him when he was looking at her before. He has a small tear, but then wipes it away quickly, thinking that everyone thinks of him like that, just like a monster. Naruto then goes back to what he was doing when Haku suddenly finds him in the forest. Haku walks over to ask Naruto what's wrong as he saw him crying. Naruto tells him he wasn't crying at all and that was just his imagination. Haku then tells him that he's a ninja, right? Naruto nods and says he is, and that he's training hard to become the next Hokage, in fact. Naruto in his normal form now at nighttime can actually walk on the tree rather easily, and his chakra control has gone way up. As Naruto falls back to the ground, he's smiling, thinking that he did it. Haku then tells him that those who are strong may be mighty, but those who fight for someone else instead of their own power is far stronger than anyone else. Naruto takes this to heart as he thinks about what that means, and he then says thanks to this strange person, as this girl, for what he thinks is a girl, is walking away. Haku suddenly turns around and then says, "Oh, by the way, I'm a boy." Naruto's jaw drops as he just realizes that he just screwed up, and he says that he was so totally sorry. Haku laughs as he walks away and says that people screw up all the time. As Naruto wakes up the next morning, his entire team begins to head out towards the bridge, and as they get there, Naruto feels his body growing back to its normal self, as the day has about 30 minutes or so before it's 11:30. Naruto thinks that if they hit 12 o'clock, there's nothing that could stop him anyway, so as long as they hit midday, everything should be fine. As Naruto is heading towards the bridge, suddenly a mist begins to roll over the entire group, as Naruto winces his eyes a little, not recognizing this jutsu, having never seen it before. Kakashi tells everyone to get back, as suddenly Zabuza reappears, Naruto crunching his fist thinking that he screwed up, as well as seeing Haku behind him. Kakashi then rushes at Zabuza, as the fight between Zabuza and Haku versus Team 7 on the bridge begins. If you guys like this, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below what you thought, and subscribe to the channel for more. I'll see you guys later. Bye.